Please pay respect to the Buddha by reciting Ñāṇadassana 3 times. Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Today we would like to continue Vipassanā according to Mahā Sutta. After you had already attained Anapana 4th jhana, then you must go to Vipassanā stage by stage. I will repeat again. Number 1 stage. Idi ijadawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi bhidawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi ijada bhidawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi. Thus he advised contemplating body as a body internally, and he advised contemplating the body as a body externally, and he advised contemplating both. He advised contemplating body as a body both internally and externally. What is the meaning? You must discern ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality both internally and externally. Mental body and material body. The second stage is Samudaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharadi. Vaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharadi. Samudaya Vaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharadi. He advised contemplating the arising phenomena, and he advised contemplating the perishing phenomena, or he advised contemplating both rising and perishing phenomena of the mental body and physical body. This is second stage. Because of the rising of 5 causes, 5 aggregates arise. Because of the complete cessation of causes, 5 aggregates cease completely without remainder. Then you must also contemplate cause are also anicca, dukkha, and anatta, impermanent, suffering, and non-self. Effect, that is, 5 aggregates are also anicca, dukkha, and anatta. They are also impermanent, suffering, and non-self. While contemplating in this stage, last night we had already introduced you dependent origination. Because of the arising of causes, 5 aggregates arise. Then today I will try again. Because of the complete cessation of causes, 5 aggregates cease completely without remainder. When you are discerning dependent origination, you should try causal relationship between cause and effect in the past, at the present, and as well as in the future. But in this case, you should also try to understand, because of the complete cessation of causes, 5 aggregates also cease completely without remainder. When 5 causes will cease completely without remainder? When you become Arhat one day, the 5 causes will cease completely without remainder. Now you are not yet becoming Arhat. So you are still Puthujjana, worldling being. So when will you become Arhat? Maybe in future. Which future? If you will become Arhat in this very life, then this very life is your future. If you will become Arhat in one of future existence, then that existence is your future. So you should try to discern mentality and materiality of future. You should try discern mentality towards the future mentality, materiality, from the present to future. When you are discerning mentality and materiality towards past, in the same way, you should also try to discern mentality and materiality towards future. Then one day you will see your five aggregates of mentality and materiality cease completely without remainder. Before that complete cessation stage, if you discern mentality and materiality backward again, then one day you will see complete cessation of five causes. What are five causes? Number one, avijja, ignorance. Number two, tanha, craving. Number three, upadana, clinging. Number four, sankhara, volitional formations. And number five, karma. Avijja, tanha, upadana, sankhara, and karma. Ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations, and karma. Especially your arhat path will destroy completely without remainder three types of defilements: avijja, ignorance, craving, tanha, and upadana, clinging. When these defilements cease completely without remainder because of arhat path, then karmas before he became a arhat stage, karmas which he had already accumulated before he became a arhat, these karmas also cannot produce any future new existence. Why? When the ignorance, craving, and clinging support, at that time karma can produce new future existence. But when ignorance, craving, and clinging do not support to the wholesome and unwholesome karmas, these wholesome and unwholesome karmas cannot produce any new existence. So because of this reason, if there is no new existence after final cessation, there will be, you will attain nibbana. That complete cessation of five aggregates is also called final cessation or parinibbana. The complete cessation of defilements is also called parinibbana. Complete cessation of defilements only, kilesa parinibbana only. You should try to see these two types of cessation. Two types of cessation means the cessation of five causes. This is one type. Then another type is cessation of five aggregates. Cessation of five causes will occur when you become arhat. But complete cessation of five aggregates, that is final cessation, will become when you take parinibbana. Parinibbana is arhat. Arhat also will one day will die. Arhat also one day will die. That state is called parinibbana, final cessation. After final cessation, there will be no more renewed existence. That is, you attain nibbana at that time. When you are practicing Udiyabhaya Ñāṇa stage, the knowledge of arising and passing away, you should try to see this complete cessation also. Two types of complete cessation. Because of the complete cessation of causes, five aggregates cease completely without remainder. Such type of cessation is called Ñāṇadassana, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, according to Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta. So, while you are practicing Vipassanā, you should try to understand such type of complete cessation also. Such type of Ñāṇadassana. That Ñāṇadassana, the noble truth of cessation, can be understood by your Vipassanā insight knowledge, not the object of your path and fruition knowledge. But one day, if you continue to practice your Vipassanā, one day you may become noble one, or you may realize Nibbana. That Nibbana is supramundane Ñāṇadassana, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. That Ñāṇadassana, noble truth, is the object of your path and fruition knowledge. This noble truth is the supramundane noble truth only. How you should try to understand such type of supramundane noble truth? So after you had been practice Vipassanā up to Udiyabhaya Jnana stage, the knowledge of rising and passing away successfully, then you should try to see only just cessation, not rising. When you are contemplating mentality and materiality in their causes, you should try to see their passing away only, not rising. When you are contemplating them as rising and passing away, when you see very, very quickly rising and passing away of these formations, then you should not try to see rising stage. You should emphasize only perishing stage. If you practice perishing to understand perishing stage of these formations, when your insight becomes mature, you will not see rising stage. You will see only perishing stage. That stage is called Bhanga Jnana stage. The knowledge of dissolution only. So, referring to that stage in upper higher Vipassanā insight, Buddha taught in Mahā Sutta. Ati gayoti wa panasa sati pichupatita hoti yawa dewa jnana madaya patisati madaya. What is the meaning? There is only mindfulness, that there is only mentality and materiality. That knowledge is for the higher, for increasing of higher Vipassanā insight knowledge and strong and powerful mindfulness. When you are emphasizing only perishing stage of formations, slowly your insight will become mature. When your insight becomes mature, you will understand there is only mentality and materiality. Except mentality and materiality, there is nothing internally and externally both. Why? Up to the Udiyabhaya Jnana stage, the knowledge of rising and passing away stage, while you are contemplating formations as nature, dukkha and anatta, sometimes you may also see kalapas, small particles. When you see small particles, you must analyze, but there are uncountable kalapas. You cannot analyze all. You can analyze these kalapas partially only. There are also some kalapas which you do not yet analyze. Because of this reason, you cannot penetrate ultimate materiality. In the same way, ultimate mentality also same. Same means within one Second, billions of uncountable mind means arising in passing away. You cannot contemplate all of them. You can contemplate them partially only. But when your insight become mature, and if you emphasize only perishing stage of the formations, slowly your insight will become mature and you will see no kalabas. Just only see materiality and mentality. You will not see kalabas. All will become, you can break down the compactness of materiality and mentality. You will see only Maya, mentality and materiality only, because Vipassanā insight become mature and sharp. If you practice in this way, one day, when your insight become mature gradually, then at the end of your insight, path in fruition knowledge will arise. That path in fruition knowledge will realize Nibbana, unconditioned element. That Nibbana is the supramundane noble truth of the cessation of suffering, Lokuttara Nirodha Sitya. There are also path knowledge. That path knowledge usually associated with Noble Eightfold Path. What are Noble Eightfold Path? You may already understand, I think so. Number 1, Sammaditthi, right view. Number 2, Samma Sankappa, right thinking. Number 3, Samma Vaca, right speech. Number 4, Samma Kammanta, right action. Number 5, Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. Number 7, number 6, Samma Sati, right mindfulness. Number 7, Samma Vayama, right effort. Number 8, Samma Samadhi, right concentration. When you are practicing Vipassanā, right concentration is first jhana or second jhana or third jhana or fourth jhana, etc. This is mundane jhana. But when you are realizing Nibbana, there are also first jhana or second jhana or third jhana or fourth jhana. They are supramundane jhanas. What is the difference? For example, when you are contemplating first jhana dhammas, first jhana formations, as anicca or dukkha or anatta, at that time you may realize Nibbana. At that time your path knowledge is associated with Noble Eightfold Path. And your path knowledge also first jhana path knowledge, because there are five jhana bheddas. Five jhana bheddas are present in your path knowledge. In the same way, when you are contemplating second jhana dhammas as anicca or dukkha or anatta, at that time also you may realize Nibbana. If it is so, then your path knowledge will be associated with second jhana dhammas. But your path knowledge is called second jhana path knowledge, because there are three jhana bheddas are present. In the same way, while you are contemplating that jhana dhammas as anicca or dukkha or anatta, at that time also you may realize Nibbana. Then your that jhana is, your noble path is that jhana noble path, because there are two jhana bheddas, rapture and piti. In the same way, when you are contemplating fourth jhana dhammas as anicca or dukkha or anatta, at that time also you may realize Nibbana. If it is so, your path knowledge is called fourth jhana path knowledge. Why? There are two fourth jhana bheddas, upekkha and ekaggata, equanimity and one-pointedness. So you should try to understand two types of Samma Samadhi, mundane and supramundane. In the same way, the other noble paths also you should try to understand. Mundane and supramundane. In mundane, when you are practicing Vipassanā, you understand the noble truth of suffering. What is the noble truth of suffering? Five aggregates or ultimate mentality and materiality. Secondly, you understand the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sajja. That is the dependent origination. These two noble truths are called sankhara formations. You must contemplate these formations as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. When you are contemplating these formations as anicca, dukkha, anatta, that understanding knowledge is called right view, samadhi. Application of the mind to the nature, impermanent nature or suffering nature or non-self nature of these formations is called samma sankappa, right thinking, right application of the mind to the object. Before you are practicing Vipassanā, you observe precepts. So, samma kammanta, right speech, samma vaca, right speech, samma kammanta, right action, and samma ajiva, right livelihood. These three noble paths are present in you. Then again, when you are practicing samatha, you already attained, for example, anapana up to 4th jhana. At that time, samma sati, right mindfulness, samma vayama, right effort, and samma samadhi, right concentration. These three noble paths are also present. So altogether there are noble eightfold paths. But when you are practicing Vipassanā, in the same way, mindfulness is here. Your mindfulness takes the nature or dukkha or anatta nature of these formations. So this is samma sati, right mindfulness. Samma vayama, right effort. What is right effort? At that time you are trying to understand nature, impermanent nature or suffering nature or non-self nature of these formations. That effort is called samma vayama, right effort. When you are practicing Vipassanā, sometimes you may concentrate on the impermanent nature or suffering nature or non-self nature of these formations. That concentration is called samma samadhi, right concentration. This is when you are practicing Vipassanā. So there are how many noble paths? 8 types of noble paths. But when you are realizing Nibbana, at that time also there are 8 noble paths. They are supramundane, not mundane noble path. At that time samadhi is right view. Samadhi at that time realize Nibbana, or understands Nibbana only, or penetrates Nibbana only, Nibbana object. The penetrating Nibbana object is called samadhi, right view. Samma sankappa is at that time you apply your mind to the Nibbana object. That application of the mind to the Nibbana object is called samma sankappa, right thinking. Then samma vaca, right speech, samma kammanta, right action, samma ajiva, right livelihood. These three are also at that time present. Why? Your noble path will destroy the defilements which will commit wrong speech, wrong action, and wrong livelihood. So because of this reason, right speech, right action, and right livelihood, these three are also present at that time. Then samma sati, right mindfulness. What is right mindfulness? At that time, your mindfulness is taking Nibbana as object. So mindfulness of Nibbana object only. Samma vayama, what is samma vayama? Right effort. At that time, you try to realize Nibbana only. So that trying is called Samma Vayama, right effort. And then Samma Samadhi, what is right concentration? At that time, your mind concentrate on your Nibbana object only. So this is concentration. Altogether there are Noble Eightfold Paths. They are supramundane. If you practice systematically your insight knowledge in this way, or Noble Eightfold Path in this way, stage by stage, one day you may realize and you may become Arhat. Referring to that stage, Buddha explained in Mahā Sutta, Anesidoja Viharedi Naja Kinji Loge Ubadiyadi. He abides not dependent on, independent on anything else in the world. What is the meaning? When he became Arhat, he will not grasp any object. This is my son, this is my daughter, this is my father, this is my mother, this is my husband, this is my wife, etc. Is it good? Good? Do not answer. So at that time you will not grasp anything. This is mine, this is I, this is mine, this is my other, etc. Because your Arhat will destroy completely without remainder any defilements. So there will be no defilements. If you grasp this is in any object, this is mine, or this is I, or this is my other, myself. Such type of grasping is called Tanha, Mana, Deity. You are Arhat destroying completely without remainder these three types of defilements: Tanha, craving, Mana, conceit, and Deity, wrong view. If you grasp any object, this is mine, this is called grasping by Tanha, craving. If you grasp any object, this is I. Such type of grasping is conceit, Mana. Then if you grasp any object, this is myself. Such type of grasping is called Deity, wrong grasping, wrong perception, wrong belief. So your Arhat will destroy completely without remainder this grasping or clingings. So because of this reason, he advised independent not to cling anything else in this world. He understood already completely these formations, whether they are external or internal, nature, impermanent, suffering, dukkha, and anatta, non-self. He understood everything as nature, dukkha, and anatta. Because of this reason, he do not grasp anything else. He does not grasp anything else in this world. Then Buddha conclude his Dhamma talk about Anapana session. Evam ko bhikkhu bhikkhu kaya kaya nupasi viharati. Thus he advised contemplating body as a body. In this way Buddha conclude his Anapana session. So if you want to practice Anapana meditation, you should try according to Buddha's teaching systematically. Today I will stop my Dhamma talk here. You can discuss many questions. This is last chance.
If a person recollects the good and helpful things one has done, then is it possible to develop the meditation called Jaganussati? Please explain how this could be done.
Okay, one question.
Okay, there are three there.
If you want to practice Jaganussati, the real meaning is there are 5. Saddha, Sila, Sutta, Tyaga, Panya. Devas have these 5 qualities. In the same way, if I want to become devas, I should also have such 5 qualities. In this way, referring to devas as example, you should try to fulfill these 5 qualities. Saddha means competence. Sila means virtue. Sutta means learning knowledge, practical knowledge about noble truth of suffering. They are ultimate mentality and materiality. And the noble truth of the origin of suffering, they are causes, dependent origination. You must try to understand this ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality and their causes. This is Sutta. Then Tyaga. Tyaga is generosity, usually they translate, but I had been explained in my on one day, last week I think so. There are 2 types of Tyaga, relinquishment. Relinquishing your belongings, this is one type of Tyaga. Another Tyaga is relinquishing your defilements only. When you are relinquishing your defilements, at that time you must realize Nibbana. The meaning is, when you are practicing Vipassanā, you are inside knowledge, relinquish defilements temporarily. But one day, when you are Vipassanā inside become mature, you will realize Nibbana. At that time, your path knowledge will relinquish completely without remainder defilements, stage by stage. Stage by stage means there are 4 stages. Sotapanna, Satīvana stage, Sagadagami, once Radhana stage, Anagami, non-Radhana stage, and Arhat. So, there are 4 stages. They will relinquish defilements completely without remainder, stage by stage. Such type of relinquishment is necessary. Then another is Piññā. That Piññā is for worldly beings, this is Vipassanā. You had already discerned ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality, and their causes. Then you must contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, and anatta, because they are, as soon as they arise, they pass away, so they are anicca and permanent. They are always oppressed by rising and passing away, so they are dukkha, suffering. There is no permanent entity, permanent substance in them, so they are anatta, non-self. Such type of contemplating knowledge is called insight knowledge, Vipassanā. This is one type of Piññā. Another is one day when you are inside Vipassanā become mature, you may realize Nibbana. At that day, path knowledge will arise. That path knowledge will realize Subramande Nibbana. Lokuttara Nirodha Secca. Subramande noble truth of the cessation of suffering. So, Piññā is 2 types. Vipassanā Piññā as well as path Piññā. If you have such type of 5 types, 5 types of qualities, Saddha, Sila, Sutta, Tyaga, Piññā. At that time, if you want to practice Ñāṇadassana, it is very good. Maybe you may have relinquished one property to the Sangha or maybe anyone. If you have strong, powerful happiness, at that time, that generosity you should try to discern. How? If you can discern ultimate mentality when you are offering foods to the Sangha, at that time there may be 34 mental formations. At that time you had already understood dependent origination because of before you are doing generosity. you already understood dependent origination. You had confidence, enough confidence about the activity of the law of karma. Karma sagata samadhi. So you have enough confidence. At that time you have enough confidence. You had already observed your bhaju. Your morality is at that time very good. If you observed 5 precepts, etc. And then you had learning knowledge as well as practical knowledge about mentality, materiality and their causes. You had Vipassanā insight. You get understood nature or dukkha or anatta nature of these formations. In the same way, when you are trying, when you are offering food to the Sangha, at that time also wholesome formations are rising and passing away successfully for many times in your heart, depending on your heart base. If you get these formations, at that time you get practice Ñāṇadassana, recollection of your Jaga. But after you had already offered, maybe 1 hour later or 2 hours later or 1 day later or 2 days later, etc. At that time also you can recollect your wholesome dhammas while you are really offering food to the Sangha. At that time, if you gain this wholesome dhammas, Jaga. What is Jaga? Jaga means 34 mental formations are called Jaga. But among 34 at that time, Cetana volition is predominant factor. Cetana is the leader. Volition is the leader. Including the volition, you should contemplate these wholesome dhammas. If you can contemplate, remember this wholesome dhammas again, then we can say you are accumulating new wholesome dhammas only. Such type of recollection is called Ñāṇadassana only. This is in the mundane world. But if you realize Nibbana, at that time your path knowledge will relinquish the defilements. You can also recollect this relinquishment of the defilements. At that time you are practicing Subramante Ñāṇadassana. So after you had already realized Nibbana, at that time, if you recollect your path knowledge relinquish the defilements, that such type of relinquishment is very powerful, very superior. Very powerful relinquishment. You can also recollect this relinquishment. This is also Ñāṇadassana, we can see.
When we start 4-element meditation, do we have to go to the 4th jhana starting with Anapanasati, or could we go directly to the 12 characteristics? Which method is better?
Samadhi bhikkhve bhaveta samahito bhikkhve bhikkhu yatha buddhaṃ pajanati. Bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who is concentrated understands the dhammas as they really are. In this way, Buddha explained in Samadhi Sutta of Sajja Sanyutta. Because of this reason, if you already practice Anapana up to 4th jhana stage, in every sitting, if you can re-establish your 4th jhana, it is better. After emerging from 4th jhana, if you discern 12 characteristics of 4 elements, you will see clearly and very, very quickly. But if you have no 4th jhana, if you are practicing 4 elements meditation only, then you can directly discern 12 characteristics one by one. And then, if you can discern 12 characteristics one by one very, very quickly, then you can try overview. When you are overviewing 12 characteristics in your body, if you see nearly simultaneously, then you can change four groups: earth element, water element, fire element, wind element. If you can concentrate on these four elements object, when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, you will not see your body, you will see only a group of four elements only. Again, if you continue to concentrate on these four elements objects, when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, you will not see your body, you will see only white form. And that white form also, again, you must discern four elements and please concentrate on that four elements object. At that time, you will see your body becomes transparent body like ice block. In that transparent body, again, you must discern four elements. And then please concentrate on these four elements object. When your concentration develops, then your transparent body will emit strong, powerful lights. And then with the assistance of that light, if you want to change 32 bars, it is also okay. You can discern 32 bars very clearly. If you can discern 32 bars clearly, then you can go to four color kasinas, etc. This is also one way. But if you don't want to go to samatha, then if you want to directly go to Vipassanā, then you should try to see in that transparent body Agasa Dhatu, space element. If you see space element, then you can see kalabas. If you see kalabas, you must analyze these kalabas. You must discern ultimate materiality, then ultimate mentality, then their causes. And then you must contemplate them as nature, dukkha, anatta. You can directly go to Vipassanā. But for some meditators, they cannot go quickly, easily, because their light of wisdom is very faint, not enough to penetrate nature, dukkha, and anatta nature of these formations. So because of this reason, some meditators, if they already practice samatha, in every sitting they should re-establish their samatha jhanas. It is better. Many questions.
There's a second part to the first question. The first question,
Okay.
second part, very important.
Okay. With regard to the first question, Ñāṇadassana, please explain how this could be done without developing the idea of self and ego. That's the first question.
Maybe I already explained. If you already practice Sutta, learning knowledge, practical knowledge about ultimate mentality, materiality and their causes, that knowledge is called defining mentality, materiality knowledge. The knowledge of discerning cause and condition. These two types of knowledge can remove the perception of ego. At that time you see only ultimate mentality and materiality only. They are partially, you may see they are impermanent. As soon as they rise, they pass away. So you can clearly see. At that time, if you practice Ñāṇadassana, then there will be no perception of ego and self.
Third question here. Could you please name the 40 subjects of meditation for us to remember?
Please read Visuddhimagga. You will not remember there are 10 kasinas, 10 types of asubha, foulness, meditation, 10 types of recollection, anussati, then 4 arupa jhanas, and then haripatikula sanya, perception of repulsiveness of your food. And then another one is 4 elements meditation. Altogether there are 4 sublime abidance, Then altogether there are 40 samatha meditation subjects. 10, there are 30. 4 arupa jhana, they count as one. then 4 elements meditation, then reversiveness of your foot. Hari Patigula Senya, the perception of reversiveness of your foot. Then 4 elements meditation. Altogether there are 40.
If one person practices shamatha and dies, and if another person dies while practicing vipassana, according to the Vilama Sutra, please explain who will get more anasanasa or better results.
If you want to realize Nibbana, second type is better. If you don't want to realize Nibbana, if you want to come back to human world again, then first type also okay, second type also okay. But if you want to go to Brahma world after death, then first type is okay. Which will be more benefit is depends on his own ability. If you want to realize Nibbana or to attain Nibbana, second type is better.
When a meditator is in 4th jhana and does not breathe, does the heart also stop beating and the blood stop pumping? If so, how does one continue to live? If not, how does the body continue to function without breath?
This is the energy of wholesome Dhamma. Brahma, you may have heard about Brahma. Brahma never breathes. There is no anapana in Brahma world. Many aeons, 100 aeons, 1,000 aeons, many 100,000 aeons, they can stay in Brahma world without breathing. This is the power of wholesome Dhammas only. 4th jhana Dhamma also have strong power. That power can maintain your life. It is not necessary to be afraid. Okay, very good.
There's a second question. Awesome.
Second question. In the second formless jhana, does a mind moment take itself as the object of concentration? If yes, how is this possible? If not, how else is it possible to take consciousness as the object of concentration?
Mind consciousness, one moment, it is true. That one moment consciousness can concentrate another mind. This is past consciousness. The object consciousness, that is Agga, Ñāṇadassana, the base of boundless space jhana consciousness. That consciousness is past. When you emerge from that consciousness, again another mind concentrate on that consciousness only. Maybe 1 mind moment, no problem. 2 mind moment, no problem. 3 mind moment, no problem. Many mind moment, no problem. You are concentrating only consciousness only. This is past object. For example, when you are practicing dependent origination, you are discerning 5 causes: avijja, ignorance, tanha, craving, upadana, clinging, sankhara, formations, and karma. They are past objects. You can discern these past objects because of your concentration. In the same way, when you are concentrating another consciousness, you can, because of your concentration, you can also concentrate on that consciousness object. Agga Saninjayarana Jhana, the base of boundless space in jhana consciousness. That consciousness is the object only, not only one mind moment. That consciousness also can, if you can maintain that jhana concentration, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it is also possible. Within 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, this consciousness successfully rising and passing away many times. But you are not trying to see rising and passing away. You are just concentrating on that consciousness only. So it is possible. Bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who is concentrated understands the dhammas as they really are. If you have enough concentration, you will understand. Okay.
How are a person's habits or talents or skills carried from one life to another? Are they retained in the consciousness?
As a latent tendency, they follow. For example, you understand computer very well. Now you are not practicing computer, you are now practicing meditation. But if someone told you about computer, you can explain where this ability is stay. In the same way only. You understand computer, you can read well. Where this ability stay? Where this ability abides in your body, mentality or materiality. So this ability only. That ability, if you cannot show, then I cannot also show you this one. So this habit is also one type of ability only. That ability as a latent tendency following. Underlying tendency only. Underlying tendency of the mentality, materiality process only. For example, now you may have no anger, but one day if you meet with any opportunity to arouse anger, then anger may rise in your mind mentality process. Then where this anger is staying as a latent tendency. So we can say as a underlying tendency, this habit is following. We call anusaya. Anusaya they translate as latent tendency only. But only the ability tendency only. They are following under as a underlying tendency along the mentality, materiality process both only. No question?
I have a question. Is Nibbana or the original mind or the nature of mind, are they both consciousnesses or not?
Nibbana is no consciousness as well as no rupa, no nama, no mentality, materiality. Nibbana is Subramanic state only. But when you are practicing Vipassanā, you may realize that's Nibbana. That realization is called path in fruition knowledge. That path in fruition knowledge arises depending on your heart base. But that knowledge arises unconditioned element Nibbana. In that Nibbana, there is no mentality and materiality. For example, here, please try to see this hand. Do you see my hand?
Yes.
If you see my hand, that seeing arises depending on your heart base as well as your eye. That consciousness arises depending on your eye as well as your heart base. There is consciousness in your body. But my hand is the here, this is another. But this hand had no mind. Okay?
Yes.
In the same way, Nibbana has no mentality as well as no materiality. But you may realize this stage.
Thank you.
Does a stream enterer, Satipaṭṭhāna, eliminate the concept of me, mine, I, or do they have to improve further to get rid of grasping of self idea, such as the anagami stage?
Stream, when a path knowledge, Sotapaddi path knowledge, can destroy only Atta Ditti. Atta Ditti means wrong belief or wrong perception of Atta, self only. But that path knowledge cannot remove I. Perception of I. Perception of I is associated with mana conceit. But there is no perception of I. That I means Atta. Sometimes I they translate as Atta, but sometimes I they translate as conceit. So if conceit, then that Sotapaddi path knowledge cannot destroy that conceit. But Sotapaddi path knowledge can destroy only wrong view only. Wrong view means perception of Atta, ego only.
Venerable Sir, I just want to ask, different people explain this differently because I like the correct explanation for Tita Kapino in Puddgala Panyati Prakarana. They say when the Soan Marga person, until becomes Soan Phala person, the world is not destroyed, but during the time of world destruction there are no, like Tita Kapino, how to explain that? Like when a person achieved, when a person came to the Soan Magga and did.
Soan?
Okay, when a person.
Stream winner, Sotapaddi, Sotapanna.
Sotapaddi Magga, and when he goes to Sotapaddi Phala fruition, before he goes from Magga to Phala, in Puddgala Panyati Prakarana they say the word Tita Kapino, that means the world will not destroy until he becomes Magga to Phala. That means there is no space between that?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe this is only what called impossible way only explaining only. Impossible means after attaining Sotapaddi path knowledge stage, if world system destroyed by fire or by wind or by water, he will never die before attaining Sotapaddi Phala stage. In this way only explain it. Impossible way only. There is no gap.
In Abhidhamma practice, is there another level beyond the Arahant?
What? Please explain.
I ask, in Abhidhamma practice, is there another level beyond the Arahant?
Beyond Arahant?
Is there?
No.
Why not?
Oh, because this is the last stage. Last stage is there is another stage. Then we cannot say this is last stage. Okay, today let us stop. Maybe there may be also translation time. Sharing merit. Idame punya asvakhya wahan hodu idame punya nibbana sa pachayo hodu idame punya sabba sadana vajima tesabe mesama punya bhaga labandu sadhu sadhu sadhu.